Hello everyone, this is theStC Husky here, and this is game number 3, can you believe it, between WhiteRa and BratOK. There they are, once again, saying hello, exchanging pleasantries between each other. And what a series this has been. Both players showing us some really good strats and good execution on both sides. BratOK changing it up a little bit in game number 2. And went for the more standard style of Terran play. It was not enough, though. I feel like the build that WhiteRa went was just really good against that. Now, the build that WhiteRa went not as good against, I would say, the build that BratOK went in game number 1. Obviously, BratOK ended up winning that game. And so I'm curious on if they are going to attempt the early expand for both of them, or if there is indeed going to be a variation. The map, once again, is Antigua Shipyard, which has me to believe that these were indeed ladder games. But we're still going to treat this like a best of 3 anyways, because you know what? They're playing 3 games, and in my eyes, that counts as a best of 3. Now, again, you can follow WhiteRa with the links down below, and there is an interview that I did with him as well. I'm sure that most of you have seen that laydown interview. That guy cracks me up like crazy, and yeah, he's going to be scouting out right now, see exactly where his opponent is. Is he going to scout the correct way? He is, because he's just got that Gosu senses tingling. So there he goes right there. I want to let everyone know, while we're waiting for this game to get underway, I will most likely be at MLG Providence, so make sure to tune into that. Day 9 is not going to be there. He has kind of personal obligations to take care of, and it's nothing bad. It's actually really, really good. I believe he is going to a wedding, something like that, so he won't be there. So I will be casting with whoever. I'm kind of hoping that I can cast with Artosis. I'd love to cast with Tasteless. I've never cast with him before. He is the only consistent MLG caster who I've never cast with. And he's actually the one who got me into casting. So that would be a huge honor. And casting with Artosis is very fun. I don't know who else they're going to have casting. I don't know if JP is going to be there or anything like that. There goes the command center. Does drop it right in front of the probe. Probe trying to be a little pest, but he may pay for his life with it. Pay for it with his life. There we go, man. I should never have to read any scripts. I would just mess that up so bad. But yeah, I think I will be at Providence most likely, unless I'm just exhausted since I have been traveling a lot. But I think I'll be okay. It'll be another state that I've never been to, and should be a lot of fun. So if you're there, looking forward to seeing you. I'm trying to find more time for meeting the fans. I love meeting you guys, but just they have me on such a tight schedule over there that I don't know if I'll be able to, but hopefully I will be able to. And what else do I want to say? I don't know. Starcraft is awesome. Esports is awesome. If you guys didn't know, also, I didn't want to make a video about this. Maybe I still will. I don't know. Maybe you guys are getting sick of it, but Will Wheaton on Big Bang was wearing a Zerg shirt in one of the most recent episodes, and I think it's only for a second. He just turns around and he has it on, something like that. I haven't seen it for sure. So that's 3 things that StarCraft has been on TV in about the last month or so. It's taken over the world, so keep spreading the love. Now we do see BratOK here going for a different variation again on this build, this time getting 4 racks with no add-ons just yet, and the Stalker may prove to be a little bit troublesome for him to deal with, especially if WhiteRa continues this harassment. Not able to kill off that Marine just yet, but every shot he does is free money because he can recharge his shields while these Marines just sit here bleeding, wondering why there's no emergency room or operating table for them to get taken care of on. And yeah, WhiteRa sticking to what he knows. That's the early expo. 2 more gateways being added on, completely standard. Again, if you're Protoss playing against Terran, this is a wonderful build. It does rely on massive amounts of scouting, though, because you have to know what's headed your way and when. Because if you just kind of sit here making probes the whole time and you have a bunch of Marauders knocking at your front door, you are going to be in trouble. Not that Terran players go 3 racks as much in the high leagues, but they still do in every other league. WhiteRa going to poke up here. Can he get a couple of Marine kills? He's got to try. Not quite yet. He cannot afford to lose these Stalkers right here. This is a very tense moment. BratOK is revealing what he's doing, though. If WhiteRa pokes up there again, he's going to see exactly how many Marines that is. Another command center on the way. BratOK moving out. I don't think he's mind gassed at all yet. No, he has not. So a very important battle here in the center. WhiteRa's just gonna pick away at these Marines. Oh no, this is so bad for BratOK. Can he focus down any of these Stalkers? This is why you have to scout his Protoss, as this is just getting him a huge lead right now. A disgusting lead. Wow. Even keeping this one Stalker alive, has WhiteRa lost anything? He has not. He has killed over 700 resources worth of units. I don't really know what BratOK is thinking here with just getting pure Marine. This is something that does not work out versus Protoss very often. WhiteRa now just going to bust up this ramp. This game could be over right now once these Zealots get here. Don't know if WhiteRa is going to be able to finish it out quite yet, but he's definitely doing a lot of damage. Still hasn't lost anything whatsoever. He's going to try and finish this right now. Is he going to engage us directly, or will BratOK hold for now? The SCVs are fairly terrifying, but not that bad, as he did kill off a lot of those. WhiteRa, a massive lead here in this game. This is a very surprising turn of events. This pylon placement is ridiculous. Look at how close this pylon is to the base. You can almost see it right here and almost see the base. That is beautiful pylon placement there. I highly recommend doing that. Still just mass Marine. What is up with BratOK? He may just end up losing with these mass Marines. He's trying to set up some bunkers right now. One does go down. The SCV did get blocked on that second bunker. And WhiteRa, does he have any tech on the way? He does have a Zealot charge now. It's going to be so good versus that. His own third is on the way. BratOK, though, has held for now. His bunker will complete before WhiteRa can bust it down, I think. But, again, units lost there is not looking good. Workers killed 11. Units killed 26 by WhiteRa. So he may avenge Pylo in this series, but don't count out BratOK just yet, because he hasn't lost, I don't think he's lost any gas in his units, so his army can still be fairly terrifying. Moving forward here, he's working on stim and concussive shells, and he is going to have plenty of gas to do just that. So if this game does drag out into the long game, then BratOK will be okay, because he just has all that additional gas that he did not mine in the early stages. And for now, he's going to be okay here. But the problem for BratOK is, you see this command center right here? It's going nowhere anytime soon, as WhiteRa will have the contain set up and is also working on these rocks. This is actually brilliant out of WhiteRa. Not so worried about the contain as much as opening up a second avenue of attack. And look at this. In a little bit, you can warp units right here, run them into this expansion immediately while battles are ensuing in the center. WhiteRa needs to be careful here. He could focus this down. Not able to get it quite in time. That's fine, because it's so low he can just destroy it in a little bit. BratOK is going to have to be very careful about those potential for counterattacks. He's going to have to guard these rocks with his life. Not really his life per se, but the digital little lives of these Marines, which is kind of cruel if you think about it. But that's okay, because the Marines can't do a darn thing about it. Templar Archives on the way. WhiteRa, no upgrades for his units, but his Zealot charge is done. Well, so much regarding that, as it is now completely destroyed. Warping at some mid-game sentries here. I think he realizes that there's no Ghost on the field just yet. Don't think that he can really afford to do that for now. Is instead going to be going with Marine Medic. WhiteRa, is he going to go for it? Needs to be careful, because the angle of these supply depots will prove to actually be very frustrating, because the Zealots are going to have to run around. Kind of can get over here. It's going to be difficult to actually break this right now, though, because if we look at the army size, it is 52 to 46. The army is fairly even. It's the worker count that really has WhiteRa feeling pretty decent right now. 2 more gas on the way, which is going to mean a lot of Archons. So WhiteRa has the lead right now. And if you're watching about how he's responding, I would say it is the correct choice, kind of backing up, getting some tech up. Terran can be very scary if you allow them to rebuild their army, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Storm on the way now for WhiteRa. What do we have going on over here at Camp BratOK? Well, he did get his double engineering bays. No upgrades quite yet. I'm trying to click them for him, but it's just not working. 2 more barracks on the way. So he's just going to have to try and go for a 2-base play here, unless he's feeling very confident. And WhiteRa getting very heavy defense here. 3 cannons in the main. Wow, plus the High Templar there for that feedback. The reason he's doing that is because this is the only location you can drop given these spawns, unless you fly all the way around. And he's already got a cannon up here. His cannon positioning is so good, he knows that there's no way BratOK's going to get to this location to drop. So he just puts them in the places that he needs to. And again, he doesn't put them in the mineral line where the drop would occur. He puts it where the drop is most likely to fly. And so it just completely prevents it altogether. BratOK may go, though, for a massive drop play regardless. He may have to. Could salvage this bunker, get a little bit of moolah back to try and supplement his army. He does need to make sure to stay on top of that production. There's not a lot else he can really do right now. He can't really drop. WhiteRa's working on the tech. He's got lots of gateways now. This is the style of Protoss that I love to see. Seems to be working out for WhiteRa fairly well here. Still doesn't go for the double upgrades. Pretty peculiar to me, considering that he once again is relying on all gateway units. Eventually going to mix in Colossus, which also benefit from those upgrades. But at this point, BratOK just kind of stuck to these 3 bases. WhiteRa could easily expand to the high yield if he wants. Especially could expand to these corner expansions, putting just a high Templar or 2 with cannons for defense. And WhiteRa, again, just sticking to the build that he's known and loved so far in these games. He even has the War Prism with a couple of high Templar inside. There's 4 storms just waiting, just itching to kill out this army. But he has given BratOK enough time to do whatever it is he wants. And what did BratOK want? Double upgrades, Mobius Reactor for EMP, and lots of Marines and Marauders. So this is something, it becomes a situation where BratOK does have a fighting chance. The problem is that if he doesn't kill this army very cost effectively, WhiteRa is going to warp. I just said warp, like the guy from Star Trek. He's going to warp in. He's trying to mix warp and morph. He's going to warp in a huge army immediately. And so that's going to be very tough, because look how many gateways he's got going on. That can replenish his army quickly. WhiteRa now going to go for the sandwich attack, but his army's actually separated here. I think he was trying to do something sneaky there, but he got kind of thrown off by these 3 bunkers. So his plan has been revealed. Huge EMPs, though, could go off on the Zealots. I don't know. These units are completely clumped up. There's the stem running back. Where is the storm? There is the War Prism of Death moving forward, but it could get focused down. No, the storm's hitting every single Marine on the ramp. The ones on the right side trying to back up as well, and oh, nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. WhiteRa indeed is going to crush through this and warping in these units for immediate reinforcements. WhiteRa was already ahead going into this battle, just got himself more ahead, and there is the good game. BratOK has left the game, as WhiteRa in game number 1 definitely getting outclassed, but in game number 2 and 3 able to just crush his way to a victory here. And I'm just wondering why BratOK changed up that build from first game. Maybe it's a map. He doesn't like going that build on different maps, or maybe he's just trying to learn some different stuff. You got to remember that ladder isn't the most important place for winning. It's more important to practice your builds, because then you are prepared for tournament play, because that is where the money's at. You don't exactly get paid just to play on ladder, unless you're sponsored as a team or something. But yeah, man, WhiteRa has avenged the death of Pylo. We can all rest assured that Pylo's death was not in vain. Although still a sad sight to see. I know, guys. I still sometimes wake up, cold sweats running down my face, crying at the death of Pylo. We will never forget him. But I feel like this was the Pylo of this game. Warping in units right here. If you're a Protoss player, put a pylon right here. If your opponent spawn right there. Because that is so good. If nothing else, I've learned that. And also, gateway play is something that's really starting to pay off for a lot of Protoss, because it doesn't get directly countered as much by just getting Vikings. You have to watch out for the EMP, but you do that, and you're in pretty good shape. So that is that. I really hope you guys enjoy it. You can follow WhiteRa down below, and that's all I've got. I think I'm actually going to go play a little bit of ladder right now, trying to rank up a little bit. I just want to throw away my ladder anxiety and play. So that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Girl, look at that body. I work out.